Hey, and welcome! Today we're jumping into a topic that, let's be honest, probably affects almost all of us: how incredibly hard it can be to just say no. But learning how is an absolute game changer for your work, your well-being, well, pretty much everything.
Just listen to this quote. It comes from someone right in the middle of that people-pleasing spiral. And wow, does it nail that feeling. It's that moment you hit burnout, you're feeling resentful, and you realize you're giving and kind of losing yourself along the way. I mean, does that hit home for you? I bet it does for a lot of us. That feeling of being stretched so thin just because you don't want to let anyone down. But what if no isn't the bad word we've made it out to be? So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start by really understanding what we're calling the yes trap. Then we'll dig into why we fall for it, and then, the good part, we'll build a toolkit to get out of it. We're talking boundaries, the art of actually saying no, and, you guessed it, how to handle all the guilt that comes after. Okay, so first up, the yes trap. And look, this isn't just about being a nice, helpful person. This is about the point where being agreeable crosses a line and actually becomes a form of self-sabotage. It's what leads to feeling exhausted, taken for granted, and just plain unsatisfied. So why? Why is it so hard to say that one little word? It actually goes way deeper than just wanting people to like you. We really need to unpack the psychology of people-pleasing.
And here's the thing about people-pleasing. It's not a character flaw. It's actually a survival skill. The technical term is a learned maladaptive behavior. All that means is that we learned to do it to protect ourselves, probably when we were kids, but now it's doing more harm than good, making it almost impossible to stand up for what we need.
And a lot of these habits start way, way back. Maybe as a kid, you learned that you got love and approval by just always saying yes. Or maybe you were the family peacekeeper, always trying to smooth things over. Then, as we get older, society piles on the pressure to be cooperative. And we even see it in different communication styles between genders. Now, this is where it gets really fascinating. Research shows that men often lean toward assertive speech, to get their own point across. Women, on the other hand, tend to use more affiliative speech, which is all about connecting and agreeing. And get this, when women do use more assertive speech, they can actually face a backlash for breaking those unspoken rules. It just adds another layer of difficulty, doesn't it? So, if people-pleasing is the trap, what's the escape route? It's boundaries. They are the absolute antidote. They are the framework you need to start building self-respect and taking back your time and energy. And I love this quote because it just nails it, right? Boundaries are not about building walls or shutting people out. Think of them more like a framework, a structure that lets you protect your energy, stick to your values, and actually focus on what really matters. And we need boundaries pretty much everywhere. We're talking about your physical space, like, hey, I just need some time alone. Your emotional capacity, knowing what you can and can't take on. There are also intellectual, sexual, and material boundaries. And of course, the big one we all struggle with, our time. All right, enough of the why, let's get to the how. Let's build a practical toolkit you can literally start using today. How do you actually say no in a way that feels clear and confident? It really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, own it. Use I statements to be super clear about what you think or need. Second, be clear, but be kind. A firm no can still be a warm no. You don't need a 5-minute excuse. And third, if it feels right, you can offer another option, a different way to help that works for you. Okay, here's what that sounds like in real life. I'd like to help. See, that's the kindness. But I've already committed that time to recharge. That's you owning your needs loud and clear. Can we find another way I can support you? And there's your helpful alternative. It's respectful, it's firm, and it works. Okay. You did it. You said no, and right on cue, here it comes. That huge, crushing wave of guilt. It's the feeling that stops so many of us dead in our tracks. So what on earth do we do with it? The first thing we have to do is completely reframe how we see this feeling. That guilt, it is not a stop sign. It's not a signal that you did something wrong. It's a sign that you are growing. Seriously, when you feel that guilt, it means you are actively breaking an old, deeply wired habit. You are literally rewiring your brain. And that discomfort, that's what progress feels like. So, to get through it, try some compassionate self-talk. Actually tell yourself out loud if you have to, saying no doesn't make me a selfish person. Treat this uncomfortable moment like you're learning something new. Just acknowledge the feeling is there, but don't let it be the boss of you. And finally, let's get to the best part, the payoff. After all this hard work, what's the real transformation?
What are the benefits when you actually master the art of saying no?
Well, the results are pretty incredible. Research shows a clear line between being assertive and having higher self-esteem. In a work setting, it actually leads to better team performance because everyone is so much clearer. And the big one? Burnout and emotional exhaustion go way, way down.
So, if you remember one thing, let it be this. Saying no is not a weakness. It is a total power move. It's you demonstrating that you have self-awareness, that you're focused, and that you respect your own time and your own energy. And I really want to leave you with this idea. We put so much energy into making sure our yeses are meaningful, but your no is just as powerful. They are both essential tools for creating a life that is balanced, authentic, and truly yours. So the real question is, what's the first no you need to say to get started?